Welcome back to the AI Executive Morning Buzz, and for some of you, Afternoon Buzz. We are back. It's a special event. We're at the TAG ITM event here in La Cantera Resort and Spa in San Antonio. We're so excited. I do want to introduce, you're back. They're here. We're in it. There's Nick James, the CEO of White Glove, and Jason Hess, right, our guru when it comes to all things AI, CIO. We love it. So excited. So we're going to be chatting about the event, and we'll have some people popping in as we want to interview some of the attendees. I mean, if you don't know anything about TAG ITM, it's a nationwide event here in San Antonio where all the greatest CIOs and director of ITs come together. And as you all have been hearing, we heard it last night, they are talking all things AI investment and what to do next. So we're very excited as we're looking to support. So it's a 3 to 4 day event. We're out here. It's a little humid. It's a good old San Antonio, but there's great food, great drink. Tonight, there's a great president's message. We cannot wait. We also have a trivia night. There's a mixer. So we're going to have a lot of fun, but we'd love to talk about what's coming next over the next couple of days. As you all can follow along each morning, we'll continue to go live. And again, introduce our attendees. There's a lot of people we want to interview. They're working on a ton of stuff. The city of Allen is here. The city of Frisco's here, the city of McKinney, the city of Sugar Land, and throughout the country as well. So we're looking forward to meeting them as well as promoting them here on our platform. So Nick, over to you, sir. What are you excited about?
I'm really excited about all the AI tracks. What I'm most excited about is these are CIOs, they're CTOs, they're CDOs of the cities. A majority of the talks that are happening on the AI track for the next 3 days are really organically coming from the CIOs and CTOs. It's not vendors. So that means these are real live implementations, right. And we have real live metrics and results from AI implementations that have happened over the past year. So I'm really excited to hear about how AI is just changing the paradigm for.
We're not only at a great event, and I want to hear from you, Jason, because you've been meeting a ton of people. You're on fire last night. We're not only at a great event, but if you all notice on our LinkedIn platforms at the AI Executive, as well as White Glove and our personal brands as well, I do want to give a shout out. She's not here, she couldn't make it, but Melissa Kraft from the city of Frisco, talk about setting the bar. We'll be chatting about it with everyone here. So Melissa, I know you're not here, but don't worry, we got you covered because what they're doing in the city of Frisco is absolutely outstanding in partnership with White Glove AI. The innovation, the community members are all over it, they're loving it. Right, and so Jason, over to you, sir. What are you looking forward to?
I think the thing I'm most excited about is just hearing about their problems. How can AI help them? You know, being able to understand what people are struggling, where are they spending the most amount of time, and then figuring out how we can use that and be able to enable them to take advantage of AI, bring that into their cities, and be able to start solving problems. And we're not looking to solve all their problems all at once, but let's figure out one problem, work through that, and then just that iteration. It was the same thing that Melissa said of how they did the AI strategy for Frisco. It's like you take one piece, you get good at it, and then you work on the next piece and the next piece. And you know, this is a journey. This is not a sprint.
It's not a boil the ocean. And the most important part, what we always tell clients, is always start where the cost of a mistake is low. It's really important. This is the best way to de-risk AI adoption. You're not going to address all the variables. You don't know what's going to happen. You can try to predict what's going to happen, but the safest way of starting your AI adoption journey is finding a use case where the cost of a mistake is low.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And what we'll be doing too throughout the event is actually going up to some of our attendees, CIOs, and everyone else. We want to know how you're feeling about what your takeaways are from these breakout sessions. We've actually highlighted some that we're excited about, and I'll come to Jace here in a sec, but the first one coming up tomorrow, Nick, it's the AI Adapt or Adopt, or Adopt or Adapt.
Adopt or Adapt.
Adopt or Adapt, so very excited about it. What's going on there? What are you excited about?
Roy Bean, he's the, I believe he is the Chief Infrastructure Officer of the city of Irving. Yeah, so I think that this is not about, hey, I did AI. Perhaps he's going to talk about AI implementations, but this is more broadly addressing the fear that a lot of CIOs have. And it's really of him sending a message to his peers that it's here to stay. And if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. So I really love the sort of the core components of his message. I think that there's going to be a lot of components of his message on risk mitigation,
Right.
on bias mitigation, and really tailoring that message for municipalities because they're just such unique beasts.
And Jason, you're all over this too.
And they're really struggling because they're getting the pressure from the mayor, from the city manager, from,
we were hearing
from
about
the
that last
councilman. And how are you supposed to completely change as well as keep the lights on, making sure that you're solving all the things that you committed to in the beginning of the year and be able to work through that backlog. So it is a tough challenge, but you're absolutely correct. AI is here to stay. It's going to be integrated because everyone's starting to see this as an opportunity to cut the ability to solve these problems. You're not going to be able to get more and more people and be able to solve that. You've got to be able to start figuring out ways to get more optimized, get more lean, and utilize technology to its effectiveness.
Well, I'm looking forward. I hope we can get in front of Roy before or after. You're right. If you look at what he's looking to present on, and Jason, you've been all over this too, is just responsible implementation. Right. So we have our AI AMF platform and framework. You want to talk a little bit about that? Because I'm going to go in. Actually, I'm going to have it next to me. I'm like a cheat sheet. What is Roy talking about over there? Is it following along our framework? And I know he's going over some frameworks, to your point, risk mitigation and all that. But I want to go through just the layers of AI AMF, and that's the way I'm going to treat. I'm going in with that perspective.
Yeah, and the first phase is the evaluate phase, and that's just understanding where AI can fit across your organization. Where does it fit in parks and recs compared to utilities, compared to fire and police departments? Identifying where are those opportunities and then coming down to a prioritization of that. You've got all of your use case, you're starting managing your use case, prioritize which ones are the ones that are the least impact for disruption and breaking things, and be able to then go forward, build confidence, take it step by step. And that's where you go into your next phase of governing. And this is probably the most critical thing that you're going to do is, what is your plan? What is your plans for, being able to have the ethics built in? What is your plan for data and data security? Because what we've seen, every single AI initiative that has failed comes down to, not having good quality data, not understanding your data and being able to do that. So those are the first two phases that really will hope leveraging the AI AMF will jumpstart a lot of organizations to be able to get past that pilot phase and be able to solve it.
So good.
I think the evaluate phases, or the layer, is so critical because this is a technology that's going to touch everything. It's a horizontal, okay? So when technologies touch everything, it's really important to understand and hear the voices of the leaders in those other organizations that are neighboring to you. This is not an isolated decision. Typically, this decision to adopt comes from the top. So it's really critical in that evaluate phase that you create that camaraderie amongst stakeholders across departments. And then once you jump into govern, then now you have a great foundation for your AI steering committee, right? Because what we want to do is show our employees that we are strategically thinking about this and we're doing something about it. We're not just
keeping
talking
the end
about
user
it.
in mind.
Exactly.
But
I know you don't like talking about things before they're ready, but I really want you to talk about
We're unleashing
the
it.
VCAIO.ai platform, Jason.
Yeah, so we've been talked about it a little bit, but we have this idea that many people are struggling with AI adoption. We see the numbers, Gartner's released the numbers, 85% are failing, but there's a $15.7 trillion opportunity that AI can help you with. So we've got to find ways to be able to provide that expertise of a chief AI officer and be able to expand that across where everyone else can take advantage of it, because the three of us can't scale. Looking forward to talking to all of these different cities, there's hundreds of cities just in Texas that need to do this. So how can we scale this? And this is where the VCIO platform will help them, and we'll be able to get them and have the interviews where they can understand what those use cases are and utilizing AI for that. So you don't need the human capital to be able to do this. You'll have agents that are there to support you. Everything's built with human in the loop so that the humans are identified where are the key decisions that have been made. That must be a human. Then have agents built around it.
And this is agent-led consulting. This is something. This is untapped territory. No other consulting firm is doing this. I I mean, okay, let's think about like the traditional consulting engagement.
Right.
You got this army of consultants who come in, you do introductions, they start interviewing you, and they go back, right? And you don't hear from them for a while,
disruption
right?
and silence.
And you're charging.
They're billing hours in the background.
Absolutely.
You have no idea what they're doing. You have no idea what the work product is going to be, right?
And then you get, ta-da, here's your report.
Yeah, and I was just reading this morning, I believe it was Allie K. Miller on
love
LinkedIn.
her.
Yeah, she's like, or it was Sol Rashadi, but it was one of those two, both of them are great. But she was like, it was Sol actually. She was like, I was advising a client. They spent $1 million on an AI strategy. When they got it back, guess what percentage of it was actually executable? 25%.
Wow.
Terrible.
75% was unusable because it wasn't realistic.
Hey,
it wasn't
100%
grounded
for
in
the
reality.
CFO, 100% footed the bill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
20%, it worked.
yeah.
Well, I'm excited. Speaking of that, I'm excited from another perspective because our audience, we have our CIOs, we have those in the tech department, IT, right? Those that integrate are part of the integration, but we also have COOs, CFOs.
Those are important.
So important. Sometimes I chat with them and it's like, and I can relate, earlier before I met you guys, right? Like, I don't really understand what the heck these CIOs are talking about, right? When they're in favor of, or even what they're fearing, right? Which is a lot of the security, and it's just, for many of us out there, right, is just not our forte. So I'm excited to go into that, not only with the AI AMF framework, but also with that lens. How can I take this verbiage that we get from these breakout sessions and present it over to those that need it in a different way, package it in a different way for partnership?
And I think that's going to be an unintended consequence of our platform,
Yeah.
because it's going to provide more opportunities for transparency in understanding, what is the struggles that the HR department's having compared to where the COO and the customer support teams are having. And so I think it has the opportunity to break down a lot of those barriers and be able to share so that anyone can read the report and say, okay, here's where they're struggling. This is where we need to invest time and resources and AI to it.
Well, we were talking about it this morning, right? Great example in HR, Paul Carney, right? Great example in finance, Stefan Bermer, right? And we have some others, Travis Zebro in the marketing department. So we're starting to see this connection, and and we'll highlight it on the AI Executive Platform, sponsored by White Glove AI. That's what we're looking to do, right? We're looking to bring everyone together, bring this information, cutting through the hype, bring it all together to every single one of our departments within the enterprise, within your industry, or maybe you don't have that department, and so you still need to learn more, right? And that's what we're looking to do. So we're here at TAG ITM, which is a lot of our CIOs throughout the country, right? Many of them from the city of Sugar Land, the city of Irving, as you mentioned, Roy, right? The city of Denton. We've already been in partnership with some other cities, right? And I think it's okay it's on our website, so I think it's okay.
It's okay.
The city of Anna, right? The city of Frisco,
NISD,
McKinney, NISD, right? So we have a lot out there that are first movers, but we're challenging everyone here, and for those watching, we're challenging you to lean in. And if you need help, that's what we're here for. And sorry, I interrupted you, but it's VCAIO. .ai. There we go. So if you were following on, we'll put it in the comments too. Or if you want another platform to research us about, it's whitegloveai.com. www.whiteglove. Do people say www anymore?
No, they don't.
Sometimes I type it out. I don't know if we're supposed to. Gosh, I'm trying to keep up. So whitegloveai.com. So it's another way to research everything that we're doing. But I'm really excited about the agent approach because we're completely transforming and disrupting the consulting managed service.
And that's what AI is going to do. We had this conversation over breakfast. Like, the same challenges are going to happen with sales. You cannot continue the same external push and get the same outputs that you've got in the past. No one is going to want to go through all those marketing emails anymore. You're just going to file them away, and you're not going to get that output. You're not going to get the same output when you're getting 5 to 7 emails or messages in LinkedIn. You've got to find different ways to solve the problem. And that's where the VCAIO platform is solving the problem differently. And I think we have some ideas of how you're going to solve that problem differently for sales and other parts of the industry.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Why don't we finish the last 4 layers, because I kind of interrupted you. And then we're going to jump into the next session, the next AI track session tomorrow that we're really excited about. By CPS Energy and Microsoft are presenting. It's a vendor-based conversation, but the last 3, last 4. So we started off with evaluate, then we went to govern, now we go into innovate. What happens in Innovate, Jason?
Yeah, so that's where you're going to start building. You're going to start testing out your use cases, testing out your hypothesis, see which workings. That's where you're getting to where most people have done AI is the pilot, the POC. Is this working? Is this going to be able to do that? After that, you start going into the secure phase because now you're going to bring this into a production environment. You need to make sure that it's secure. You got to make sure that there's no data leakage, that you cannot prompt it to be able to give information derogatory to your company, to your city, and making sure that that's all built in effectively.
Right.
Then we get into the operations speed, and that's when it goes into production, and that's when you really start seeing the value that it could provide for ROI, for revenue increase, for improving customer relations and customer support, all of those types of things. But you also have to monitor that. You need to make sure that you're understanding what the agents are doing, what the AI is doing to ensure that you have those guardrails in place. And then the last place, and probably the one that's most overlooked for IT initiatives, it is the enable phase, and being able to enable your customers, enable your employees,
Integrate,
and be able to, innovate that into your organization and
Wait,
be
that's
able
not
to
step one?
integrate.
Yeah. That is, many out there think that's what it is, though. I find the tool, integrate it in, we'll figure it out later, and that's just.
There's a few steps in between.
Yeah, that's not the right approach.
That's the reason why a lot of them are failing is because you get really
projects.
excited about a technology, and especially technologists are like, oh, all right, let's go do this, and they're not putting that due diligence and the framework in place to make sure that this is fitting a business need. What is your return on investment that you're expecting?
Surprisingly, it's a lot of the, and no disrespect, but just coming from the ops and finance world, surprisingly, I see it a lot there, right? Where you have, and I'm sure many of those that are here at this event will agree, is, hey, slow down. Let's go through the framework. Let's have the governance. Like, governance is another one that's just not talked about enough. And so I'm looking forward to going to these breakout sessions with our
But there's got to be a healthy tension because I've seen many
take 5
technology organizations that will slow it down and just add too many layers into that. So you've got to be able to, go fast but also go slow. You got to be methodical about your approach and how you do things. So you still have to go fast because the technology is changing way too fast.
What's your point? If you're focusing on one thing first, right? Let's focus on one pain point, maybe a small pain point. Let's test that out on that first. I think,
and we're not talking about one pain point that's going to be a traditional waterfall that 18 months later it'll be done. This is one pain point that's weeks
to tops month or two.
Right.
No, what was that percentage you said? It was an interesting fact. What percentage of AI implementations are failing?
85.
85?
Yeah, that's Gartner's release report the beginning of the year saying 85.
85%. Right. That's unreasonable.
It's just the classic change management, no roadmap, no digital, right?
Well, and that's where a lot of people, they say they have an AI strategy, but it's just a list of tasks that they want to do. That's not a strategy.
Yeah. So that's really why we really are putting the VCAIO platform together, because this is all about uncharted territories you're entering in. When you come into an uncharted territories, what do? You hack the brushes. You lay a pathway, right? A safe pathway, and you add guardrails. This is about pathway and guardrails. There's a map, right? There's a blueprint to follow. That's what the framework is about. So the VCAIO.ai is really a digital manifestation of our AI adoption and management framework, which once again is fully open source.
Yeah, that's one phase of it. We're also going to do on being able to enable them also by providing an AI marketplace with curated services that can help them solve their problems. Whether it's utilizing one of our man AI services like voice, chat, avatars, being able to stand those up quickly, or maybe it's a more complex use case that you want to follow the blueprints that NVIDIA has of how to manage large amounts of data. These are all going to be things that we'll be able to integrate into your AI, so you can identify that with your use case management, and here's how you're going to solve that.
Or segue into tomorrow's second AI track. It's called Harnessing the Power of Generative AI, Transforming Agency Business Processes for Unmatched Efficiency and Innovation. So I'm going to pull out
got
a
a
few
lot of
keywords. That's a lot of words. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Did they prompt for that? Is that a?
That's a lot of words.
Is that the output?
But let's dumb it down to sort of what I think this is
A lot of
about.
presenters.
It's really about creating efficiency in business processes,
Yeah.
right? I think that Lucidus has a lot to offer there. So Lucidus is a platform that we've built. It's internally built, and we have quite a few clients using it right now. And Lucidus, for the most part, doesn't really have a login interface. It doesn't have any screens. It just kind of works in the background. It's a super AI agent team, and we're using it for municipal use cases. For one, we're processing vital records for a very large county, about 400,000 vital records. So that includes birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates. We are extracting 33 data points from these vital records at a record-setting 5 seconds per record, and at a 95% accuracy. We're saving that county about $400,000 in payroll costs, and we're saving them about 50 weeks of work.
I remember doing the math on that.
As
That was
well
cool.
as the accuracy, the error reduction rates. There's so much that we'll be able to do. And so if you have unstructured data and you want to get control of it, this is where Lucidus is excellent at. It can help with being able to understand your unstructured data. Do you have a file server that has millions of documents and you have no ability to search except for the title? This is where Lucidus is really going to help excel your organization.
All right, so I just got some text and I'm in trouble because I mentioned like city of Sugar Land. I didn't mention my hometown city of Cypress is here.
come on.
So I'm gonna go down the list because I just can't I can't take the text. That was city of Kylene, city of Alamo, city of Allen, city of El Murillo, city of Anna, city of Austin. I mean, everyone's here. Bay City, Beaumont, Bedford, Bel Air. We got to chat with them. Benbrook, Bourne. I don't know how to say that one. Brownwood, Bryan.
This is obviously
Burleson.
alphabetical.
I mean, this is alphabetical.
I'm wondering how far you're
Yeah,
going to
Dent. I'm gonna go all the way.
Going over, over,
DeSoto.
under,
I already said Frisco. Frisco's here. Melissa's not, but City of Frisco is here. Fort Worth. Gotta give them a shout out. Grand Prairie. They'll kill me if I don't say it. Grapevine. We already said Irving. Katy. Right south of me. Keller. I mean, I'm gonna go through because we'd love to meet you. Is what I'm trying to do too. And I was getting text about it. So Louisville, Lubbock. Midland. All right, hold on. I'm going faster. So if you were in the S's, I'm sorry. Wichita Falls, the Colony, Temple, Sugar Land. I already mentioned. I mean, there's every city.
Everybody's here.
Oh, I should have said that. Every city's here. every city's here. That's great. Well, people are flying over from Boston, though. We met some people last night. Florida, California. So it's a national event. We're excited.
So during these series of just for this week, especially for TAG ITM, tomorrow we're going to cover.
Can't wait.
Tomorrow we're going to cover Thursday.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday morning, we'll cover Friday. There's not a lot of substance. Maybe we'll just do a recap, right?
And we're going to interview people tonight.
Yep,
I mean,
that's
all
right.
day.
That's right.
All day and all night. We have the trivia nights. We might need to cut out some editing. We'll do some editing. We'll have a little fun tonight. But there is the President's Mission. There's different events. I mean, people are golfing right now, right?
So many perspectives. And I love what Jason said about hearing their problems. It's
Right.
so
I like
critical,
that.
right? Because why the marketing teams and your CFOs are saying, I don't know what my CFO is talking about. They're not having outcome or results-based discussions.
Yeah.
They're talking about the beepity boops and the widgets and the gadgets when they really should be talking about the outcomes, right?
ROI.
Yeah, return on investment.
ROI. I mean, so it's going to be interesting. Pain point, what's the problem? What are you doing about it? Or how are you thinking about finding a solution?
Yeah.
You thought about the ROI there. Let's go through the framework with people live. I can't wait to do it because
I've been thinking about, I haven't talked to you about it, just putting just a free use case template, just a resource out there, for everybody. I think use case documentation is probably where most of these things fall short.
Yeah. I didn't tell you about it, but I've already built it.
it is. I knew it.
This always happens.
And that's the thing. We need more of that. It's amazing. Jason's all over it, right? And then you brought up NVIDIA's blueprint. We need to start sharing more of that too, because I think people are still a little paralyzed. But again, go to our website. You can see what we've done for the city of Frisco
and there's a lot of great things in that blueprint. We were talking to them last week, and they were looking for a city in Nashville that was looking to understand and get handle on their parking situation. So being able to take all of the different video feeds that they have and identifying, is there a car there, is there not, and utilizing that. And that's going to be something huge. It's going to help save time and save people that are going downtown, Where can I park?
We all travel a lot, and yeah, we go downtown. That is probably the most stressful, annoying. Like, there has to be, and there is, there has to be tech to solve for, like an airport parking. We were talking about this yesterday. I mean, the green red lights just aren't working.
It was a good try.
It was, yeah, great. It was almost there, but somehow the motorcycles squeezed through, and the little bugs and the Fiats and all of that. It's not working, so we need a different tech. So that's exciting as well. But do you want to chat about, with the time we have left, to talk about what we've done at the City of Frisco, Anna ISD? There's some, I mean, talk about use cases.
Yeah. I take Frisco. You want to take Anna?
Sure.
For Frisco, the first use case we were addressing is, I think it was just, it wasn't necessarily, there was a time like productivity issue, but also it was more of a customer service. So for their traffic hotline, if you call right now, which our system's not implemented, by the way, just yet, it's about 1 to 2 weeks out. If you call, you're going to get a pre-recorded message and you leave a voicemail at the end, okay? Whether your problems with the infrastructure, you just busted a tire on a pothole, you were sitting at a signal for too long, or perhaps you were involved in an accident at a light and there's a camera up there and you want to request footage for insurance and police report purposes. All right, those are all reasons you can call, but right now you just leave a voicemail at the end and then you hope and cross your fingers that somebody replies, because a poor traffic engineer at the end of the day has to listen to all those voicemails, right? It's about 1 to 2 hours of voicemails. And they have to manually hand type the emails and the reports of the voicemails and send them to the respective teams. What we're doing with our voice AI system, it's fully empathetic. It's a natural, organic sounding person. It sounds like a person, but it's really AI. And it empathizes with you, it listens to your problem, it collects information, it automatically classifies the call, it writes the report, it determines which team is responsible for whatever that call was about, and it routes it to them.
So good. That's amazing.
Think about how much time we're saving them.
Oh,
right?
I mean, stress. I don't know how we measure that, because I've been talking a lot about that on podcasts and some conversations. But yeah, not just the time saved, the money saved, but we hear a lot about burnout of bandwidth, right? And just these manual things. When you know, that's the thing too. People are using AI sometimes when their companies are like, we can't use it, but they're using it in their personal lives.
They are.
And when you use that and you know how quick you can get to something or solve for something, and you're part of an organization that's like, it's anti-AI, that's kind of a mental tension. I like that word. There's some tension there. It's like, I know, it's not even theory, I know there's something that can make this better. I love the City of Frisco, smart cities.
It is.
Smart
it
cities.
is. And I know you got to step away.
I do.
We can close the call, but I want to let Jason handle.
It's trivia night. I got to go prepare.
All right. Talk to them about Anna ISD, Jason.
Yeah. So Anna ISD was very similar to what Albert was just talking about, trying to enable your employees to have access to AI in a safe and secure manner. So what they are going through, and they're doing their pilots, and they'll be expanding this out at the beginning of the school year, is having a AI service that everyone can access, and it's called teamgpt, and it's perfect for the education space. So you can have different channels where everyone that is teaching history at a 4th grade level can all communicate and help build that out.
Collaboratively, yeah.
And then you can also have it at a school level and be able to help build out different things. So it allows you to, number one, have a safe, secure, you're not putting all of your data out into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever your flavor of choice is, and hopefully definitely not DeepSeek. But it allows you to collaborate, and you can see what your peers are prompting and getting information from, and is the best tool that I've seen that's able to do that collaboration.
It's like Slack and ChatGPT had a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. It's a brilliant idea. Anyway, folks, that's all we have time for. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We're going to surprise publish what time we're going to go live tomorrow. It's not going to be a consistent time. It's just you understand the variability of these types of conferences. But definitely look out for some clips from people we're going to be interviewing today. And as we always say at our sign-off, stay curious, stay innovative, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Take care.